We start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our analysis, when we were looking the price to drop to break this low. This is my last 2-3 video, and as you can see, the price drop because we have been looking for this. All right. Now the question is, we look, even in my last video we mentioned we're looking for buy, but before we take the buy, we need to take the trade. Have a trade setup. There was no trade setup for buy, and how deep this one can go, we are not sure. Okay, but we don't jump into the trade because we need to get the trade setup because of the possibility we get similar to what we have here for next move down. How deep this one can go. Okay, when the price was within this range, we mentioned that if the price drop break this low, then from there we will look for buy the best things. All right, and now the price drop, break, touch this low. Now the question is, do we have any trade setup for buy now? Okay, no, the question is how deep is this one can go. All right, we cannot jump into the trade without having a trade setup for buy. If we move to the daily chart, we don't have much anything. If we move to forward chart, all right, when we were within this move, I mentioned that we're looking for this as a 1 2 3, and when the price come here, I mentioned we're looking for the correction in relative to this. This is what we get. Okay, now we're looking for buy, but the only question is whether we can have any buy setup or not. All right, whether this is the one is going to break this one or we're going to have a deeper correction. How deep this one can go, we cannot, we are not sure, but still we can expect this one can move lower even at this level. If I put my line here, all right, that means this one still can continue. Okay, that's why any buy, we should have the buy. If we should have the buy setup, I don't want to say the price is going to retest this one. I said the possibility is there. Okay, how deep it can go, we cannot make sure how deep it can go. All right, the only things I can say, we need to get the trade set up before we take the buy. We cannot jump into the trade and like without any reason we cannot buy. Okay, now I move to 1 hour chart. How are we going to trade it? This most simple way. Before that, I will look for here. We don't have anything. All right, and here we can see the divergence, but the MACD is almost, we have a divergence if you zoom in, but we don't need to consider about this one. Okay, if we want to trade the simple ways, we get the sharp correction flag for continuation. This is every time we talk about it. That means if we get any sharp with the flag, we can take the trade, and as long as the trade come to this level, we start to manage it. We see how it's moving. It's fast, it's good, but if it sees corrective, we take out the trade because maybe the price can continue similar to what we have here. In that case, we will be within this range. Okay, even if it's moving the corrective, we don't take the trade. Even we try to start to manage, because if it's moving similar to any of this very corrective, it won't touch this one. The only times can touch if the price sharp. Okay, move sharply. And now how are we going to trade it? As I say, we don't have a trade setup. Maybe we put our line here. The first things I can say, whether here or lower, any the breakout with the flag, we can buy. Traders, they should know how to trade the small correction of flag. Then we can look for buy, and as long as the price come to this level, they start to manage. And how about if we get any flag within this or lower? If we get the buy setup, as long as the price come to this trend line, we start to manage. Okay. No, it depends how we can get the trade. Then how it's formed. Then whether we should take the trade or not, because taking trade within this, I don't think we can get a really good trade setup. That's why we need to see. And why I'm mentioning we need to see the breakout or the sharp and flag. See, last times when the price was here, I mentioned the breakout, we get the flag, we get this. We had we were within this move exactly. I mentioned in my last two videos, I mentioned if we want to buy, we should have entry above this. And I mentioned this is very risky trade, but I'm going to take it if I get. And if I take, and as long as the price come to this level, I start to manage. The reason we put the entry above was, even I mentioned, we putting the entry above this one, what we want sharply break and continue. We tag, we're not moving, we take out the trade. And as we can see, I put my trade here. It was not moving, just dropping. Then good for me. I was not in the trade. Okay, that's why. But if anyone bought within this one without any confirmation, and know they should be in the trade with the loss. I mean, they lose at least if they didn't close it. Okay, that's why any trade we want to take, we should have a trade setup because we cannot confirm how deep it can go. If you put your line, the fee, yeah, you can get some prediction. And even I say it can drop to this low to retest this one. Okay, but we cannot confirm it. That's why no, as long as the price broke this low, we have this two correction with 1 2 3. All right, any buy, I will take it. Then I will start to manage as long as uh, the price come to this level. If I see it's not moving, I will take all the trade. Because right now I think we don't have the ABC. Okay, if I consider this one as 1 2 3, okay, we don't have an ABC because what we have here, the divergence is like, I think if the price drop a bit more, we don't have a divergence, and that what the both of them doesn't show me same. I mean, what is not match for me to consider this is as a ABC. Okay, that's why still I'm thinking we will have one more before, and still the price can lower. Okay, anyway, we're looking for buy, and no, the only thing is if we get the buy setup, we trade, so we take it, and as long as the price come to this level, we start to manage. If they ask me where is the zone where we should buy, I say I don't know because we don't know how deep this one can go. The only things we can do is wait for the trade setup. Whether I get the trade setup within this range or above, or even the price move lower, then from there I get the trade setup. Then from there I will trade it. But without the trade setup, I won't jump in the trade. There is no reason for me to buy here. Even the price sharply move, we cannot buy it because we don't have the trade setup. How you can confirm if the price sharply move, you take and this is the one is going to break the top? We cannot confirm it. We need some confirmation. Trade setup with the risk management, with the where is the target and how much we're going to consider as a stop loss. I mean, as a loss before we take the trade. Okay. Anyway, right now we don't have trade setup. We're looking for if we get as long as if we get then the only I mean as long as the price come to this level we start to manage because if the price come here still we can expect for different type of the flat. I don't need to consider. I mean to talk about that. Make it. I mean I don't. We don't need to make it more complex. The only thing is for we looking for buy, we need to get the trade setup. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I get the trade setup, I will share on YouTube. Rather than that, we just let it go. Okay. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any changes, then I will share on YouTube. Thanks.